Welcome to another episode of the Oxygen Not Included Beginner's Guide series, and today the goal is going to be getting suits set up here and here so that they can go around safely. So let's see, what is our progress at? We've got the exosuit being built, and then we want to get this powered. It's close. We just need to connect it. Okay. Trying to see what we need to do to be fully ready. Someone's got hypothermia. I mean, we were working on, yeah, the water tank, so that's not too surprising. So this, I believe we've built so that we could put... We don't have one yet. So once we have some of this, we will filter this. So here we have the ammo suits. The first thing we want to do is have it so that it is always repaired. And then another thing I should note is that there has been an update to the game. There's now new duplicates, new versions of creatures. They did a lot of like background work and stuff. So that should be quite nice. A lot of the they tried to work on like the frame rates and stuff and lag for bigger bases and when you start bases. So that's very exciting. So once that's hooked up, I think I will crack this open. Let's check our skills. We do have a lot of skills. I was curious about our artist. So I might go here and then eventually give her this, and then we can start decorating around here just to help with this here overlay. As you can see, it's not great. Bathrooms aren't bad, surprisingly. Just because we have all of the crown molding up here, and the sinks actually help it look nicer. I think I'm going to extend this and dig here. Maybe just one. That way they don't have to go down here and run across if they need. They can just go across in this room. So we've made ourselves a sage hatchling. But I don't think that's what we'll want in the long run. I think we'll either want hatches or maybe stone hatches. So if we swapped this out for sedimentary rock, we could start going towards stone hatchlings, but we haven't really cracked into that biome yet. That will be in here. So we'll be getting into that in the slime biome. Wow, that is an extensive biome. I didn't really process that. But here we can see sedimentary rock. And I'm using the materials overlay over here for this. I don't use it very often, but that was helpful. Well, we can check our blueprints at the moment. Ooh, do we have an operator? Let's check. We don't have an operator. And that will be useful right here. This is what would help us get this guy built, I believe. So we need this here to be able to build that auto sweeper. So I might actually take that duplicate. It's too bad there's none of the new duplicates here so I could show you, but the only thing they're not very good at is they take down decor, but we can always help that at a later date. Yeah, let's take Bubbles. And then she started out with a point, so we'll put it there. Since we're working on getting someone up in the artistic thing, I think I will start researching fine art. I think after that we might go for the electrolyzer. That's a new way to get oxygen, and it cannot hurt to have. We could also, I think maybe we can already build beds, like medical beds, but maybe going down into this stuff might be nice. I may also just leave her not researching at the moment. The refinery might not be a bad idea. It's one of those things where there's a lot to research, but nothing that you need immediately, so it's hard to decide where to go. Ooh, another thing I thought we could do is make it so this light isn't on all of the time. It produces heat, and it uses power. So what we could do is go into automation and see. We have a duplicate motion sensor. So if I have it somewhere where I can detect if someone's in that bed, so I can even do it in here, and then connect it to that, it will have the light on only when someone is moving around in the area, or like going into the bedroom. It's too bad that one I don't think quite reaches. So we may put it here and get automation wire, like so. Ah, I need to put the ladder back. Ah, they've built this finally. Right, let's go ahead and start digging into that. Alright, so we've cracked into this biome. So now the polluted oxygen will start making its way over and we'll purify it as it reaches us. It'll also give them something to breathe, which is quite nice. But yeah, you can see being in the polluted gives them yucky lungs. It means they take in more air and it causes them to stop and cough and stuff. So that's why we don't really want to have polluted oxygen everywhere. Oh, we broke the seal. There we go. So the liquid will settle down. And any slime we've done should be down here. You good? They must... Oh, they're eating stuff. Okay, I see. We can now set this guy to be reed fiber, which is under industrial ingredient. And now we'll be able to start making these guys. We're going to have to get this guy going again. So we need 300 per suit. Let's go with 4 for now. Dang it. Someday I'll remember. That button does not accept. That one makes it forever. I do not know why that is so hard for me. Research done. Let's do the electrolyzer. I'm just going to start doing everything in this column. Just to have in case we end up needing it. These will be something will be ranching soon. Because the glossy Draco poops phosphorite from eating mealwood, but then you can shave them for plastic, which I'm kind of surprised they don't have listed somewhere, like what you get for shaving them. I'm pretty sure shaving these guys gives you fiber. Yeah, shearable reed fiber, and this is the gas they have to be in to produce that. Oh my god, a fry egg. Okay, sweep. I did not think that was gonna happen. We want to put a storage bin in the water. Right here. And then we want to filter fry egg. And make that a pretty high priority. I should probably make that sweep only. And then go sweep this guy. I've already done so. Otherwise, when I drop it into the tank, they'll come back and put it back into the storage. So you need to make sure it is still sweep. She is a research machine. Alright, we've got our egg coming down. The combat is taking down a hatch. That works. Thanks, Abe. So now when this guy hatches, he'll just live in our water. You don't have to feed him or anything, and it'll just, before it dies, lay another egg, and then we'll just have a free source of meat. It probably means one of these guys is about to die. Yeah, this one is about to die. He's 20 out of 25. So let's queue 4 of those. I didn't hit the forever button, but boy was I tempted. And then what we will need is a couple of things. Good Lord, she already finished another research. What we'll be needing is the dock and the checkpoint. So the checkpoint will tell dupes, don't go past this point without an Atmo suit, and then we'll have to attach to it the Atmo suit docks. So we'll need even more refined metal. Soon we're gonna have to build a new room, because I think every one of these beds is taken now. Pipe is blocked. Yeah, that makes sense. Here you can see that the motion sensor says there's no dupes, so our light is off. Yay on saving on power and temperature. Good lord. Would you slow down on the research? Here we go. So then we'll have everything on that column done. Got quite a bit on the next though. Oh, this looks cool. So we're in the process of making our first suit. Oh, now we have, I love this new image. We now have access to some of the new outfits that we could make at the loom. So they'll take root fiber as well. So this cold vest takes away decor, but if we give them the snazzy suit, that means that they will add decor. So we may need that for any of those dupes that take away from decor with their presence. So that was one reed fiber. Do we have any others? Ooh, there's a huge selection of them. So I think what we should do next, I was curious what that is, but I think it's just a visual thing. We'll get up into this area to get even more reed fiber. And that should give us access to everything there. Yep. Good. We do need to dig them out that area. Got ourselves another... Nope. One of these. Ooh. I've never seen these. Increases decor in a small area around the wear. I mean, I don't want brine. We just took a duplicate, so yeah, the overall is print. Where is our farmer? How do we assign these to people? Aha. Let's give it to Frankie. So if we click on it... Oh, everyone's happy about the research. So it gives decor. Plus 40. What does the snazzy outfit do? I think it does 30. It says a little, but it actually does quite decor boost. Oh, in a small area. Okay. It's amazing. You look so good, Frankie. The pressure in here is getting pretty bad because there's nowhere really for this carbon dioxide to go. So we may end up breaking this maybe now. Let's go ahead and deconstruct those. If the pressure gets too intense, it'll break their eardrums, which is not something we would like. There we go. And maybe we'll dig down to here. I don't want to fully break down into this area just yet because I want to pick up all of our stuff here first. So luckily we don't have any... Ah, there it is. Slime lung. But we are going to now. So hopefully we don't spend too much time in this. Let's make another deodorizer. And put it here. Just to deal with the slime lung. It's not because I'm concerned about the dupes breathing it in, because soon we'll have those suits and that won't be a problem, but I also don't want this to spread. So something I actually might do will be to put a storage bin here. Well, maybe closer to the ladder. And I'll put the slime lung, or any slime that we get here, so that we are preventing it from making even more germs. Oh, we have our first Atmos suit right here. Very, very nice. All right. So what we will need is an Atmos suit checkpoint. So what we have here, let's get deep out there. So this shows the direction. So we actually want it to flip. So going out this direction, we want them to have a suit on. So we'll have one like so. And then we'll have one over here facing that direction. And we'll need more iron. The other thing that we will need, and it's something we haven't dealt with yet, is oxygen and some gas pipes. So let's go ahead and take the oxygen from up here. And then we'll need to pipe it down into those rooms like so. And then we'll go across like so. So for bubbles, I've made operating their biggest priority, and then digging if she has free time. Because she has a little bit of skill points there. And we only have one digger. Does she have a skill point? She does. Let's go into critter ranching and give her her ranching hat. So now she can come over here and she will pet these guys as well as Frankie. I'm digging out this little area just because I want the copper over here. It also gives more room for the carbon dioxide to spread out a bit. We've got our box built over here, so we're going to want to put all slime there. And this is why it is important that we have this sink. It's so that they clean off after dealing with the slime. I was calculating the number of creations off of the wrong number. I should have been looking at the 50 instead of the 100. So, oops. It's like, I feel like I'm just not getting as much copper as I was expecting. There's a reason. Oh, we have our first checkpoint. So we need a dock once we have the middle for it. Here we go. So we need at least a dock on each side for them to be able to leave. But I do plan to have more than just one, because the number of suits you have here dictates how many people can be outside the base at once. There we go. We have our first checkpoint, and now we can start setting up all the things we need to get it to work. Like a bit of power. And then check ventilation. We need to give this oxygen. Like so. And then we will, I just noticed, need a ladder up here for them to build a Drucklet. Sure. Print. And then we'll want to wrangle that little guy and allow the drop off here. Something we could do is figure out how many creatures we want in here before they get cramped. And then you can set it to that number of creatures, and then you can select to auto wrangle the surplus. And then you could have them like carried off somewhere else or that kind of thing. Hello, does someone want to come supply this? Oh, the checkpoint. Let's disable building for a minute. I think that will let them go through without their suit. Yes, okay, good. Because we need some power. The other thing we need to do is deliver a suit to each of these, like so. So once we have power again, the oh, let's take that up. That one's not going to work. This will run this gas pump, and it'll pump oxygen into our suits. Initially, it should run for a bit, but then it should only really run if someone has returned with an empty suit. I'm preparing another power transformer here. Turn that around so that we may split up some of this stuff in the future. All right, so our gas pump is working at the moment. Eventually these will get filled up and it won't pump anymore. Ooh, there's another egg. All right, let's sweep that. Disable this building for a little bit. We're still waiting on these suits to get delivered. So it looks like we can produce 600. And what are we pulling out of here? I think we may need another generator. So let's go ahead and dig out the space for that. Oh no, our fry egg. Can you get it into water? Why is my Atmo suit in the bottom of the... What are you guys doing? We need more stations by the look of it once we get the refined metal. Let's see, what do you eat? Mealwood, pinch of pepper, and balm lily. So we may get one of these planter boxes and set it in here, and then put a mealwood in, and then just tell our people not to harvest it, because I think the Draco can eat out of the plant pot. I do wonder if I need to connect this here so that the transformer also turns off if the battery's full. Okay, so that did turn that off. Ooh, and then I'll need little more automation here to also turn that guy off. I wonder what happens if I send a signal in like that. If either of these would trigger it. We'll have to test that also. And it looks like we have enough for another station. So we'll get that guy set up. Ah, we got our Millwood seed plant. And then, okay, now there's this guy. Disable auto harvest. There we go. We have another printable. This is one of the new dupes. Emery. And they added new stress reactions and overdrive responses, and Banshee is one of the new ones. I'm gonna go, as tempting as this is, because I guess we have cooks, so we're just gonna go with the copper. So you can see that this is mostly trapped here because this is clean oxygen and that kills the slime lung. We may want to build another one up here. I guess I could remove these ladders. I guess we could submit our bioscan and also see what's up in here. Alright, we got an achievement. Let's go ahead and connect that guy up. So we opened up this room, which we can inspect, and that would open up some more lore. We could use this guy, which we could assign someone to. We can inspect it. More lore. Since we have the fish, we need to go in here and make sure we say not to eat the raw one. Probably shouldn't eat the mushroom either, because there's fried mushroom. I think maybe I might want to do this instead. Because it seems like when this guy is getting low, it's also sending the signal up to this battery, which is then turning on its transformer, which is not what we want. And get the suit delivered. I think that means we can enable building. The other thing we'll probably want, it won't matter now, but someday it might. So what happens if you have, let's say they can leave here and like there was a path underneath, so they could come and go from each of them. If they come back through here and all the docks are full, they'll just run around the base in their suit and then just leave it somewhere. And then you can also end up with one over here, let's say, that's empty because they all took them from here and then ran in through here. So what you can do is set clearance vacancy. So suited duplicates may only pass if they have an available dock to store their suit. So you want to click that. So now you can see it's vacancy only. It feels almost backwards, but what the button is saying is if you click it, that's what you're setting it to, opposed to that's what it's set on. So I will be setting that here, just in case we ever get to the point where they can travel in between them. So we want to disconnect here and here, and this is a bad plan on my part. Let's go ahead and disconnect that. We'll need the power to actually come over from there. So we can actually cancel that deconstruct. Once this gets disconnected, we'll do that. So now these two floors are their own line. These two are kind of, except for this little spot right here, and then we have made these two on another line. It should be noted that duplicates in their suits will move much slower unless they have a perk, but it's worth it. Now they won't get upset that they've been through the water and all of that. It does limit how many people we have. I'll probably continue to work until we have 3 slots for everybody. So as you can see, they take their suits, they head out. It's glorious. Okay, so this doesn't seem to be working quite like I want it to. So this isn't working. So we will need a bit of automation. This is, by the way, probably way more complicated than it needs to be, but I'm also kind of doing it as a place where we can demonstrate how automation works so that you can take what we're doing here and change it for whatever situations you have. None of our Pakus have hatched. Oh, and we need to make sure to let that guy out. They won't mature in the containers. So this should work better. So if either of these are green, meaning they need power, it'll send a green signal, which then will run these. Alright. So we have managed to get our Atmos suits go in. We'll need another one of these on each side. So we've got our Atmos suits running, and we worked on more automation and power-based stuff on the side. Once you get going, it's hard to dedicate to just one task at a time, so that's why it kind of ended up being two kind of separate subjects for the episode, but it is what it is. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. Let me know if you have any questions or if you have any advice. Comment those down below. But until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day.